Mr. Know-it-all and Miss Know-it-all. They think that they know everything and think they're experts. Probably be watching us now and look at these two people just talking nonsense. No, it's not nonsense.
No.
It is just the fact that you are not willing to listen to people and to learn.
100. No, I totally agree with you there. Like at the age of 38, multiple business owner. I've had restaurants during COVID. I've had maintenance companies, building companies, portfolio landlord. I still don't know nothing. I come out with zero ego. Yeah.
That's the point.
Because it's ego that actually gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
It's when you think I'm bigger than and better than everybody else. Very quickly, life will put you back in your place.
And you
know,
yeah.
There'll be people in your life that won't be there at the end of your journey either. You're going to lose people along the way.
You know, I read something actually that was very shocking to me, that any successful entrepreneur needs to at least fail 4 times in their lives. If you fail less than 4 times, you haven't tried hard enough. If you fail more than 4 times, then you're risking a lot, but you need 4 times to fail in your life. And I think they were saying every 10 years, a good successful entrepreneur will always feel that they're on the edge of bankruptcy. And that's when they either sit back, realize, what have I done wrong? And they either change straight away and become more dynamic, or they will just fail. And I think that just teaches everyone that being an entrepreneur, you need to always be up to date with everything happening around you. You always need to be learning, okay, my industry now is becoming very complacent, or I'm becoming very complacent, and there's another guy around the corner that is more dynamic than me. Then what can I do? So I think entrepreneurs always need to be like on the edge, that they know that competition is fierce.
Well, if we take a couple of more steps back, Kamal, is what is failure? People need to understand the definition of failure. And failure can simply mean it's just trying one more time.
Yes.
You know, because I could fail 9 times at something, and the 10th time I could be the person who invented Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you can bring a computer out 10 times, didn't launch in the market, didn't become successful, but the only time people see anything is the tip of the iceberg. When you hit that success, then people know about you. But people don't know that Richard Branson failed many, many times with so many different brands, but they just see Virgin Money now. They see him with, you know, a rocket going out of space, doing space travel. You know, everybody fails. We're supposed to fail. Yeah. We are designed to fail, but we're also designed to learn very quickly and adapt. You know, we need to learn from our situation. If I've opened a business and I've just throwing a dart in the air trying to make a sale, then you're going to fail. But you need to have calculated failure. You're going to say, well, what is my market? Who's my audience? How am I speaking to them? Who's my competition? You got to make calculated. And if you fail from there, you will learn something called a lesson. And this lesson will teach you more about yourself than success will ever teach you.
What was your biggest failure, or your more recent failure? Or what is the failure that you learned the most out of it?
Personally, the biggest failure that I've learned is being around the wrong people in my life.
Yeah.
I come from East London. You know, we've got stab marks, bullet marks, broken noses. We've come through adversity, bullying, being the fat boy. Yeah. But you got to realize you outgrow people. Yeah. And on your success, as you're buying more houses, there will be certain people put conditions on you that you're my friend. But the minute you start doing something that makes them uncomfortable, you're not their friend anymore. And they will do everything to pull you back. Which, we all fail, don't worry. It wasn't right for you. Because why? Because they want to see people like themselves around.
100%.
And if you're that person is, look, I've just opened a new business, and you're stuck in your 9 to 5 and you're not trying in your life, all of a sudden the negativity gets put on you. And when you're on that person, you start realizing people start telling you their problems. And just you being you, good-hearted person who came from the same environment, so knows how it feels, you will try to fix that person. And you will try to help them.
You know, they always say that people see their peers as their mirrors. So they will be looking at you, okay, as long as you are all the same, it's fine. If I'm taking drugs and he's taking drugs, then this is normal. But the second they are taking drugs, but you're not taking drugs, then you are becoming they think that, okay, look, he's better than me. He's making me very uncomfortable. And then that's when they start to hate.
Absolutely.
If you're all broke, then it doesn't matter. But if one of you started driving a Lambo, then that makes them very uncomfortable because, oh wow, okay, we all thought that being broke is normal, but now he showed us that this is not normal. They will have their spouses at home telling them, look, he fucking made it. Why are you not making it? And that's when they will feel short. That's when they will feel shy. That's when they will feel that it's actually fair. This is not life. Life is someone going out there and doing it, but you cannot do it because you are just sitting playing PlayStation 24 hours.
Exactly that. And these people will then start to unconsciously and without telling you be your biggest haters.
100%.
They will start hating you and they'll start talking about you and they will start bringing negativity upon. Look at him. He's probably done a bit of fraud. Oh, he's probably ripping people off.
Probably he's a drug dealer without telling anyone.
Exactly.
All of this.
That's what will come. Why? Because they can't handle to see someone do better than them. So they have to make an excuse why you did it better. Rather than going, brother, that's amazing what you're doing. I really respect you.
How do you do it? Can you teach me?
Exactly. But people are not like that. And society is not built like that. And I believe governments are breaking communities down and even families living together. How many couples are just doing it all alone? Just me and you against the world. When has it ever been like that? Since we were in caves, we were in communities. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to help each other, eat together, tell stories to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's all of this? It's just us against the world. So, you got to look at these sort of traits. It's okay to have your mom around or your dad around. It's okay to have extended families. We've got to be more open-minded because this is actually what's causing mental health as well. It's just it's a very small family and all of a sudden you got no one to talk to, no new conversations, no new things happening. And it's the most beautiful thing to do, to break bread with your family. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And this is where it all starts from because then this is your why. You get all of this experience of your father or your mother and you go, no, I'm moving away from it. I don't need it.
No one will ever care about you more than your father, your mother, your brother, and your sister.
There's not another man in the world who'd want you to do better than you.
Than your father. 100%. They will look at you and they will say, look, I'm so proud of my son. I'm so proud. I've taught him well. He has done this. He has done that. I'll tell you my wife is a nutritionist, okay? She knows nothing about properties. I taught her very well. Today there was a London auction, okay? She's a master now. She goes online, she finds the properties, she does all the AVMs, she will do all the comparables in the market, she'll go on the EPC, check the square meterage, tell me this good sold last year for this price, you should buy this one, and that just shows that it is really easy to learn if you are willing to learn. And if you're willing to learn and you're willing to put the hard work, then you can grow in a new adventure. And then she from nutritionist, she became expert. I'm not joking. Probably the last 10 properties we bought, they were all her choices.
Wow. She
went there and she's a nutritionist. She knew nothing about properties before we got together. Nothing at all. And always, and I look at her, it's like, you actually learned a lot. And that's why I think, it's all about the people around you. She will care so much that she wants us to buy the right property. She knows that if I buy the right property, get the right rental income, that all goes back to the family. It's all about the people. It's all about your small circle. It's only your small circle. And no one else cares.
100. And it's all about the why.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? So that gives you your purpose because very quickly you'll find out that you've got millions in the bank and you're earning thousands. And you realize it wasn't a destination of just money because money can't show you love. Money can't give you happiness. It's not that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Why do you see so many celebrities hit by mental health or going into homes where they're trying to manage their drinking problems or they've taken too much drugs? How many people have we lost? Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson went really quickly. Why do they turn to? Because this money is not the key to the happiness. It's the people around you. And so many people will tell you there's not more than 1-2 people that I can trust in my life.
Yeah.
So your why has never got to be about the money. Money is a byproduct of the hard work. You know, so what the story that you've told us.